Welcome to Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. The show's about to begin.
Well, this is probably the last update on the clown car before I do the actual final reveal on it. Where I'm at, well, first of all, if you remember the old Calliope, it has changed quite a bit. Basically, I've rebuilt the entire thing. I've actually half rebuilt it. I've still got some more work to do on it. About the only thing I kept out of the original is the keyboard. So I've got the keyboard going on there, and then I've rebuilt the box for it. I got a new set of pipes going across here. I need more pipes than what I have. So far there's 12 pipes. I've got to sand these smooth and even. I haven't quite gotten that part yet, but it'll be close enough. Just about everything with this build is I'm kind of like eyeballing it, and if it looks good, then that's close enough. The Calliope is not going to be resting on the roof after all. It just makes it too high. Not to mention, once the body is in place, it would be sitting at a tilt of about like that, which would be problematic. I would have to set it like so and even it out, and then put the seat at an angle, which would be kind of interesting, kind of cool, but not what I want to do. And again, it just ends up sitting way too high, even for a clown car, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is find another way to display the Calliope. I'm thinking maybe trailer or another vehicle all on its own for just the Calliope. But you did see the roof just now. I did decide to cut it down, and as you can see, I did manage to get rid of the bottom of the little chicken coop that was up on top, but at quite a bit of a cost. I have been trying to smooth this out for I don't know, so many times. I've filled it, sanded, filled it, sanded, filled it, sanded, to the point that it's just driving me nuts, and it always ends up looking about the same once I hit it with the paint. You can see every mark in the world on there. One thought I have is to possibly cover it with masking tape and make it like a vinyl roof or something like that, or do some kind of other texturing on it so it won't look as bad, or just say screw it and just go with it with what I have. I am totally envious of all those folks out there who can actually fill things up, sand it smooth, and make it look good. I'm not one of those people. I just don't have the patience or the ability to do that. So, and the thing is I do definitely want to use the original roof from the Tijuana Taxi. I'm trying to use as many of the parts as possible with it. This is interesting too, the way that bubbled up. Not as big of a deal on the inside. You're not going to see it much. But as you can tell, I did cut it down some, and I do want that little bit of overhang in the front there. So that's how much of an overhang you have going on there. Usually what I do with a kit is, let's talk about it in three stages. So you've got the frame or the suspension, the body, and then the interior. Like I said, I'm going to continue with the interior that I have, which is the green pink interior with the orange and everything. But right now, let's talk about the frame and the suspension work. So what we have going on here, if you noticed, we've got the front end of a circus wagon. If you remember when I made my new circus wagon, the last one I built, it has the front end of a paddy wagon. So this was left over, and so I decided, instead of using the front end that was on the Tijuana Taxi, I'll go ahead and put in the front end on the circus wagon. And so that's what we have now. So we have that front end suspension. You notice the frame is actually painted in copper. I'm thinking I may or may not give this a brass tone. I probably will. I like doing that. It's easy enough to do. I just take, where is it, my clear yellow. Way back here. I just take clear yellow, and I paint it all clear yellow, and then it comes out with a brass tone similar to what you see back here with the back end from the paddy wagon. And you notice there is an engine piece or an engine component going on there, which you can only see the bottom part of. I needed to have some kind of engine in here, and so the engine that you're having, it's going to be like a little two-cylinder engine, nondescript two-cylinder engine. And this was the engine from the Tijuana Taxi, and basically I just said, I wonder if I can cut the bottom off. This is the original engine from it. It's like, I'll just take a razor saw and I'll cut, and that's what I did. And I sliced off a piece of the engine of the old glue-bombed Tijuana Taxi, and I scooted it back and I glued it in place. So that's going to be the engine. I've got some a chunk of plastic cardstock that I'm going to use to cover up the hole here. I'm going to paint it black so it looks like some kind of like battery or something like that underneath the floorboard there, and that's going to be the back end. And as you notice, the back suspension is off of the paddy wagon. We've got the paddy wagon suspension going on for the back end. So you've got 3 coil springs for all of the spring work. You see a piece of cardstock here and a little white bar here to hold this in place. And then all I have to do is attach the wheels, and the bottom of it will be set in place. And so that's what I'm working on. And I see I need to once again glue that in place, which is going to be tricky, but it's holding up pretty well. Now, what I do to make sure that, because obviously this is all just kind of being eyeballed and glued in place and everything, what I do to make sure that the wheels are going to be all 4 wheels sitting on the ground at the same time is, once I've got all this and all of this stuff was glued together and everything, I basically slipped the wheels onto it, and then I filled it up with bottles of paint, framed up the wheels, and then just let it sit there for a couple hours so that all 4 wheels would be pressing down on the ground, and whatever was being glued in place would sit evenly with the ground. So even if it looks a little crooked, when you're just kind of eyeballing it, the thing is the body frame is kind of sitting straight and the wheels are all 4 hitting the ground. So that's what I've done with that. Next thing to talk about is, the interior. Okay, really not much to say in there. Like I said, I'm going to keep the original seat that was in there, the pink and green seat that I did. And I have put the floorboard back together for the Tijuana Taxi. The only difference is, instead of the steering wheel that was with the kit, which was broken, I've replaced it with the steering wheel from a Dragon Wagon. I'm going to need to paint the rim on the steering wheel here. This was where the seat, the driver's seat, used to be sitting. I've just painted the top of that black like it would be like a starter button or something, and that is going to be interesting. It's going to just go in like so. Very simple, not much to the interior. I'm going to probably either get some decals or paint some little details onto the little dials here. You've got the original gas pedal. I was thinking about repainting it. I'm just leaving it as it is. And if I ever find the brake pedal, I'll put the brake pedal in there. If not, I will just go ahead and make a brake pedal, which was right there out of a piece of cardstock, and put that on the ground there too. But other than that, I mean, that's it for the interior. I'm just going to glue this in place right there. And then what I got to do is figure out how I'm going to do the body. And once I get all the body figured out, well, it'll be time for the final reveal. I'm thinking I might paint the floor panel here a wood grain, or I might just leave it orange. I don't know. I haven't really thought too much about that yet. That was my first thought about it right there. And then I just got to find some little things to throw in there for the seat to make it more clownish, I guess. I was thinking I might find something to put over the windows here. I don't know if I'm doing that or not. It is a clown car, so it really doesn't need windows per se. I will probably frame out a front window though, and put in some kind of a clear acetate front window, maybe in a green tone or something. I don't know. And I might hang something from the roof on the inside when I get around to it. I'm thinking seriously about balloons or something for the roofs too. So we'll see. Any case, that's about where I'm at right now with the clown car. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It is definitely a little jobber. I mean, it's going to be under 4 inches long, and once it's all said and done, it's going to be about 3 inches wide. So, but I really do kind of like the way that body is just going to look like that. Anyway. Now I'm rambling. I will let you go, and in the next video, we will have the final reveal of the clown car. And yes, I'm working on another Volkswagen Beetle too.
Thank you for visiting Toby's Sideshow of Scale Styrene. If you liked what you saw, please consider giving it a thumbs up and leaving a comment. Share it with your friends, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up online. Thanks again for visiting, and see you soon.